Right. A warm welcome from the dinner now, TNN TV Media Empire. Today, the 7th of September 2022. Me where they talk to now, obviously, me na the anchor presenter and host on the platform, Prince Emil Chroma. And I want to bring massive greetings to now all from the Empire. As we dey go along, we know say this na interesting times now we country, we can always say that. And now because we find truth in that statement, then I make we continue for the repeater. So in the advent of things where they happen very significant, and this is not generational issue now we dey talk about because actions taken, consequent results or outcome of the actions taken now go impact we country for decades and decades. Now make we call them a generational issue. So first of all, of course, I don't have problem. Most of you don't know because we get thousands and thousands of people where they subscribe to we platform where they watch we on a daily basis. Like the empire is growing every day. We get between 10 and 60 people where they follow we, like we pages and etc. And for this, we want to say thank you. But most of you don't know that I have been suffering from an eye problem. The right eye has always been problematic for the past 4 years. Beyond the 4 years, but within the last 4 and 2 years, it became really worse. So if some of you were to go back and watch the videos, if you not be observed that, you will actually see that that is the problem. Okay. Having said this, can I also use the opportunity? Yeah. Can I also use the opportunity for making clear to that today not that we want to talk about waiting the ongo or me eye problem, but I mean just feel say despite the frenemies, but we got very good people where they listen to we wish we well. So I be wish for communicate this to them. So much so that the eye don't improve within the last 2 weeks, the last 1 week. There's still visual problem, but the problem was so significant that with the advent of things done, especially within the last 2 weeks when I had to go in on an emergency and then treat them, and I see the outcome of the treatment and very positive. I mean, I'm not going to feel the eye, I'm not going to see the eye, but as I speak today, even in a reflective camera, I'm seeing the eye and I'm feeling the eye, and this makes me feel good. And I want to say thank you very much to all the one that we wish we well, and both the one that we not wish we well as well, because we will be well in Jesus' name, amen. Today we get a very special guest, a very special lady. Wolf, I don't interview a long time ago. I think I say it's within a different. It's politically, but not normally that channel they will we can follow, because after all, she's aspiring to be somebody within the All People's Congress in UK and I chapter, and I go introduce her shortly. But again, Fambul, and just for reminder, now there are lots and lots of things ongoing where they shape the event in our country in terms of time to come. And it's a generational issue because actions taken today within the last couple of months or years, both in the then and in the now, will significantly impact with political, social, and economic landscape for a significant period of time. It make those of us with responsibility, we have to urge with fellow compatriots by providing information. So we're not to tell them how to think. You're waiting for think rather, but how to think in terms of the relevant information we available. So ladies and gentlemen, just before I introduce my guest again, I just want to remind you now that this is the TNN TV Media Empire, the people's friendly outlet, the platform where they bring unfiltered news to una just as it is. Do not touch that dial. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the news that makes the news on the number one trailblazing TNN TV media empire. I am Prince Emil Krumade Kamtona today, Wednesday, the 7th of September 2022. And I really, really feel great. And I must say, thanks and praises to the Most High. I am so grateful, ladies and gentlemen. I can't say how much I feel so healthy, so good, so much alive, despite all of what is happening. Because again, God apparently is giving me strength for do what they do in concert with others, and the platform is moving strongly. There are many that are signing up. However, today we want to talk to a very special lady. And this very special lady, as you can see on the screen, is none other but a woman whom some refer to as chairlady already, long before the advent of what he say now and the declaration where he make. And at this very point in time, she's aspiring for a potential position within the All People's Congress Party in the UK and I chapter. And in other words, she wants to be a women's leader. So in the conversation today, we get a few questions for us. Can waiting make it think say it can be a women's leader in such a massive, huge party here in the diaspora? And secondly, some of the things then we go on know is with all within the ongoing at the party, which means that these are critical times within the party. Why does she think that this is the appropriate time for make a declaration on that basis? Can I use this moment for welcome Sister Bintu Isatu Sesay? Bintu, you hear me?
Yes, okay. Thank
Brilliant. Okay, so maybe you want to say hello to Fambulem, and maybe you get one short thing where you want to tell Fambulem before we go into this.
Well, I just to say hello and thank you for having me at the platform. To my family and friends, I encourage you now for watch and see so that when I go learn from what I bring tonight, and then that's together we go build a formidable women force in the UK and extend and the diaspora. Thank you.
All right, Bintu, just a quick one. I will get for remove you briefly so you go adjust. I don't know what you they use for watch or partake on this program here tonight, which is your program, by the way. But I would like for you put your gadget in a landscape position. So while should they do that, I will remove you shortly, but try for put them in a landscape position. Thank you very much. Okay, so family and like I've been saying, we get Sister Bintu Isatu Sesay. She lives in the United Kingdom. She is aspiring to become a leader, a women's leader within the All People's Congress political party in the branch now in the diaspora, UK and I. So we are interested in knowing or in asking on why they want to be the women's leader within the All People's Congress Party, now the UK and I branch, at this very critical time in the history of the party. And shortly again, like I say, Fambulem, we go bring and come just after this countdown. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once more, I want to say thank you. Obviously, we are on tonight, and I think say the woman no adjust. Okay, that's good. But being to you 2 day up, you need for bring yourself down. Either you adjust your gadget, you hit the way above. So you need, okay, a little bit more down, a little bit more, just a little bit more. That's fine. Okay, that's pretty good, pretty good. Thank you. So let's go straight into this because we don't get time now. We earn. Okay. Now are critical times, especially within the All People's Congress Party, both at home and abroad. And you, they aspire for becoming one of the women's leader within the party in the UK and I branch. I wonder what they drive this motivation, especially at this critical time where you want to be a leader within the party. What's the motivation behind this? Waiting do you want for be?
Thank you so much. One of the key things, the way they motivate me for do that is because I love the role to start with. I have experience in the role because na my day-to-day role. And also I want for encourage women then because like you mentioned, it's very critical. And this is the time when I feel say I get the confidence for become the trailblazer, somebody as innovative as I am, to bring in the hope to the woman. They made themselves become prominent. I want women for me they have prominence in politics. I also want for push the boundaries because women then for the longest time they don't left we behind. Even the 30% representation where they say that they allow it, there is a question mark because it gives some limitation. But we they see women and they suffer continuously and everything where they happen, they center around women. When you take the one the way don't lost their life, the one the way their man they don't go, and the job opportunity for women is very menial. So in light of that, I feel say I will be a part of some the role where go make the woman then come back and stand for Bill Sierra Leone.
That pretty sound very much impressive. But pick up say you get the experience for do this probably in a previous role or your day-to-day activity. So if I may just ask for the benefit of the general public, where you say you get the experience, you want to share that experience there with me because remember say it's almost on the campaign trail. You are telling people on what to make you qualify or fit or be the right person for when that time they come for let them pick the right person and you fit in that role. What's the experience been to?
Well, I've been doing like managing women, being in the social life to lead people. I'm a leader, I'm a manager, and on top of that, as you rightly said at the opening speech, I've always been known as a chairperson because I can steer people to the right direction, and it's nothing new to me. That's what part of what I'm qualified to do. So that's the reason.
Okay. Also, in your campaign poster, I noticed that you talk about a few things. They come like in bullet points and etc., but they are very critical because these are things that you can expand on. So let me ask you: when you say you are an activist for progress, will you break that down for the general public or the APC people that will potentially they listen to you, where they go and hang on to everything where they say we put you on a different level as opposed to other people and where they aspire for the same position? Activists for progress, what is it?
Well, when somebody is an activist, it speaks for itself. It's not new to me, and quite recently they saw me in the front line for push because of how things that they happen in the country. That's one of the things that we're an activist they do. And then for my APC people, they've seen me very active in all the APC activities. I they fight for change. I they bring about a suggestion. I'm very creative. I'm innovative, and so if I'm an activist, I want to just not say it like so. I want for also ask all the women there and the APC people there globally for make we think about the recent happenings in our country. More will try and support waiting they go on and make sure say we bring about change. That's all what my activist activities are.
Thank you very much. Also, can you campaign flyer or you campaign talk them way some of them don't reach me? Of course, you don't address that activist business where show some side of your professional level. But also you talk about you being an inspirational person. When you say inspirational, what exactly do you mean and how can you inspire a party where apparently they go through this stage in life? Because talking about inspiration, this is exactly what you're gonna be needing, or people that we want lead the party, and that the party will need. So giving you credential on inspiration. How inspirational are you and how you hope for go about this?
I get the ability for galvanize women and all members around, and I able to sit at the center for make we discuss. We can table out things and agree, and we move on forward. And also, and when you look at the current happening at the country, it takes a catalyst, somebody way get the mindset where they act as a leader for able to move that. That's all what it takes.
Wow, quite impressive. Um, and you seem to have table, like in bullet points, some of the things then where you hope for champion during this campaign or potentially become a leader for the women's APC movement in the UK and I. One of the things them as well that you talk about or that Yeri people and say Bintu is very good at or Naswe say go do is you being an advocate for women's emancipation. That's quite a huge area, women's emancipation. Can I imply like women are kind of tied up, chained, not in the physical sense, pejoratively speaking, but somehow these women need emancipation. In other words, resetting, retuning. And you saying that you are an advocate for that. Will you break that down for us, please?
Thank you. Well, with the current situation, everybody is aware that women are emotionally and psychologically pressured because first and foremost, we don't have the place where we're supposed to take. And if you take the common saying, we say, if you want something to be done adequately, please assign it to a lady. And we look at our counterparts then in Rwanda, because they get that huge percentage of women. They fought for women's rights and for the rights of the total populace, and they challenge stuff, and they make sure say anybody will be oppressed, it gets a fair share, because the society where we depend, we know say merit is not awarded. It's just about inequality. The disparities are plenty. So I just feel say that's part of what it take.
Right. And brilliantly said. But these are critical times. I can't highlight them or say more than I've already done. And probably throughout this conversation, where they expect for last between an hour and 30 minutes, I might bring this up constantly because it's so kind of necessary, if you will like. But the point here is, we talk about change because change is the only constant. And you term yourself as an agent for change or a courageous leader, and I think these are your words. What exactly do you mean by a courageous leader for change? And whose kind of change will you aspire for bring about to your party, the All People's Congress?
Well, if I talk about change and waiting me want bring to the APC People's Congress, is about inclusion. Everybody gets a right to be included on a day-to-day basis so that we're able to work on it. And also, we see how things that they happen at the country. We have rapes, we have a society where fearless, there is a lot of fear, people and they walk without feeling free in the country. And we just feel say we need to change things because the current government is failing us. Because when you look at the manifesto, all the things that way they come about, none of it is happening. So I feel say this is the time when we go work together, we table out things that we feel say they're necessary and bring them on and see how best we can include everybody to be a part of that process.
It's easily said than done. In other words, to communicate these to, I believe you've got a throng of followers, a huge following, but you therefore convince them in terms of which you say. Like the last moment just now, you point towards the direction of political leadership, but in opposition for that matter, than are the SLPP. I mean, the idea that you're opposed to them, talking about manifesto. So they say a lot, which all political parties do, by the way. Then promise the people a lot and do quite less. What are some of the things that you're going to promise? We'll talk about change. Relative in a relative word, the kind change where you aspire for bring means that you don't identify what the problems are. I'm sorry for asking you this, but you will have identified a few problems which you aspire for bring change to. Is it any way comfortable that you want to speak to some of these problems within your party that you might have identified or agreed with that this is not right, we need for change this to this?
Well, first and foremost, I feel say Sierra Leone for gear towards becoming a modern society. And I want to be a part of what it takes to help build and develop that society. And as inspirational as I am, I want to bring hope to the people of Sierra Leone, especially the women then. I want to see a society where forward looking, where be say you get hope, but Sierra Leone is lost. And there is not progress in the country. So I want to see a progressive society. We want to see where prosperity they reign. Yes, we can say we get for work together, we get for build the country, and we get for be proud of the country who say we day. And this is all my dream.
Right. So we have to be proud of we country, and you as an APC person, they try for make them changes than they possible because we do not reflect the values of a 21st century country. So a person like you, they try for champion that cause they, as per me understanding. Do you have a team of people where you think in helping or for making that change the way you aspire for like possible, and how you get for go about them?
Well, obviously, I have a team. I have a team of political mentors. I have a team of the elders in the APC UK and where they steer me towards the right direction. I get a group where we call Team Bintu, and we get groups then at Sierra Leone where we dey support and make sure say they get their self perception and attitude and stand against the bully where they happen at the country. So these are my groups, and my focus is we get for bring we new voters then. We small picking there, we say for introduce them because this is their country. They have to feel belong, and then and all they like for see wait they see when you they try for encourage you picking for go Sierra Leone, you know able to go because they see a lot of atrocity. So we get them group here where they see them pick here, we they talk to them, we they encourage them and make them understand what it mean, and we they follow suit with waiting the we four leaders them be done they do, and we work in line with that.
Bintu, thank you very much. You strike a chord there, and I want for reiterate and do a follow up on what you say because that's really important. The last time where we do a survey on this, I mean, they follow the Dr. Kaifala Mara campaign a lot, participated in it a lot, and we do plenty of statistic. What we find out is like we get over 1 million picking them across the diaspora, more than 1 million picking them across the diaspora. One of the things where that group they've been engaged in are something like that where you just talk. I've never spoken about this before, and you just talk about and so it strike a chord in me. How do we encourage these picking them for follow their roots, for understand where they come up from? Because most of them are detached by the fact, say, which you say to the beginning of this program, we now reflecting the values of a 21st century country. And most of the picking them we don't come here, we born here, they are either completely different or different to how we they pursue things, and you they aspire for change that. So you make a really good point. So how you intend for organize this speaking them, or whose kind program will you get for make this speaking them, you and your team for understand say there is much more back home for them and for help for take the country forward than just being in the diaspora in between here and there. What do you how will I intend for pursue that?
We get to plan them. We get short-term and long-term goals in achieving such.
Brilliant.
Waiting, yeah. So the first plan is we as parents, friends, and family for first show the pikin they say that sense of belonging is in us, which we don't clearly tell them. We dey encourage them for watch clips in our country, not just the good ones, the bad ones there as well, and tell them, say, you are the future of tomorrow. This is something we want you to work on. And then also we get for like do sessions with them, educate them. And what you don't begin do is most of the time, oh, they go on business then at London, we they carry them go so that they follow waiting they happen, waiting and they see, or they go now the different chapters there. You see the 16 and above, they come. So we dey encourage them for make them say feel say them belong, and this is what they have to step in when we they exit. So this now the program we'll get. And there is also something where we don't plan say, oh, they can go free to, or we'll also capture now the group will get free to, and we don't begin encourage them for me to encourage the 16 and above as first voters them. And there are lots of incentives around that so that they will able get a platform where then with the Peking and IASO go able get a dialogue and see how best they can team up for Giwi a better standing come 2023.
Thank you very much for that brilliant take. Just before I move on to my next point, can I just ask a quick question? With this kind program where you they talk about, which is massive, very inspirational. Now I see some of the inspiration and the outlook. You're forward thinking. It does make a lot of sense. But do you have like a database, like a website, like a contact? In other words, for people who might be interested for joining this kind of campaign for help for mobilize and galvanize, these are words that you use again in this program, which are quite impressive. Or is it in the infant stage and we're going to come out with something out soon for inform people?
It is in the infant stage, but beyond, because we not set up the database yet, but we have like groups that are WhatsApp, within a social media, where we always they encourage them for say, and it ties with the group in Sierra Leone. Now we are trying to extend it to the UK, around Europe, and then bring the other like USA in it, so that we have a huge number of picking them. We go get that following there. So far now they with it.
So, what are some of these groups, or if outsiders, then for now, are interested? How do they get in touch with the chairperson or members of the committee for join these various groups, or somehow participate or contribute towards this very inspiring program of yours?
We're going to cascade it across. We're going to send it to all the APC forums them. We're gonna meet people on a one-to-one basis. That is the people they will not reach out to yet. And we still the dialogue with the campaign team and the inner caucus team. And then we go roll them out very soon. We'll give them the contacts.
Okay, again, I get for press on this, maybe 30 seconds or 1 minute. For now, is there like a contact number that if people are interested? Because if this is my opinion, might be very well wrong, but it's a good initiative that when I get for Cascade somehow, yeah, throughout the social media annals. But in the meantime, is there like a contact that people can get in touch with just in
Yes,
case they are interested before?
yes.
Yeah.
They can call 07521
07521
686
686
370. That's the CEO, myself.
370
Yeah,
CEO. Okay.
370.
Okay, family, when I go see this shortly now on our screens. That
Yeah.
is, I'll be just to try for press the sister so that we can get a contact because this is a massive initiative and we all get for make and for succeed. And they talk about Sierra Leonean and from all walks of life. Like they say, whether we get with Peking and whether we get in Yanda, somehow we have to find a way for them to connect. So pretty soon we'll put the contact number for the CEO on the platform, so una go see for yourself. And if we are interested, then you can call them up and una can speak in detail about this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the TNN TV Media Empire. My name is Prince Emil Koma. Today is the 7th of September 2022, and we are talking to no other guest but Sister Bintu Isatu Sesay on issues which they aspire for B, which is chairperson. But having said this, let's shift gear a little bit. We'll come back to your campaign. And this is all just part of the campaign, but we're not going to allow distraction. You talk about this briefly, that things are not just right back home. And of course, you belong to the opposition. And part of the change where you talk about now for change the narrative as it is now into something else. Even though you will be part of the branch in the UK and I, which I believe is the 6th region of the party. Now, my dear sister, here is the question for you, which is the question or the perception and the perspective and the opinion and the talk in real time of the moment, which is about voter registration. As somebody will belong to the opposition party, we also aspire for take a position of leadership within the party. And not say you don't follow waiting to go on back home in terms of voter registration. So at this point in time, I will therefore ask you, what's your opinion? What's your perspective on waiting to go on?
There is complete lack of discipline in the process. They see clips them and when they get daily briefings, when they get messages the way they come in, what would they see? Then they intimidate voters. And it's like the thing is pre-staged, the process I mean. And it's very clear, say, when they get more complaints in the Northwest than the Southeast region. So I feel say the SLPP government get for give an explanation to that, because we haven't seen any fairness in waiting they happen. And I think say all waiting me and the APC they do is for all you people there for come out in large numbers on a daily basis. May they not give up. Their time will come, then go register so that come June 2023, then we'll able to make their choice. So this current situation just don't show a failure on the system. And this is not the type of situation where we want for seeing at the country, you know?
Yes, and many thanks for that thought today and etc. One more question on this voter registration. I know say you're there on your campaign, but this is part of the campaign. In other words, to prove to people and potentially we go and vote for you, waiting at your stance, how strong or weak you are on a position of national concern. Like you rightfully say, una they collect the data and the analysis of waiting to happen. What do I intend for do with them? I mean, if something don't happen, like we see many a times, and probably you're not the wrong person I they ask this question, because this is critical and go beyond your pay grade, I suppose. But I shall say you get an opinion, so I go ask the question, the same question, but in a different way. What do you intend for see with all this data we want to collect regarding voter registration malfeasance? Both the alleged, the circumstances, and the real one we will see, the disparity between government stronghold of the Southeast and opposition stronghold in the North. All this information we want together, waiting you go one for C, for let you party do with that information there.
Well, the information is there to prove a point. And we go correlate all the information. We go table them and talk to NAC and talk to the international community, because obviously we don't have anybody to face in Sierra Leone, because all the walls are blocked. They don't listen, because this is just like punitive, I must say. So we correlate that information in a factual manner and make sure, say, there are forums now presently where each and every day they will do a press conference so that everybody know waiting they go on, so that they take it from there. Obviously, we're not going to keep this information. we're going to disseminate them so that people they see the points the way they bring, and then we want to see the outcome of them. Because anything way they do, then go ask you, what do you want to achieve from this? What you feel say they get from that. So waiting me and other APCNs they want for do, we want for make sure say this information reach the table the way they for reach, and then they act on it.
All right. Many thanks for that, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are having a conversation with Sister Isatu Bintu Sesay, who is aspiring to becoming the leader for the All People's Congress political party in the branch here in the UK, which is called APC UKNI. It's a very, very serious branch. It's part of the fabric. I mean, they are co-joined, both the branch now and the party, the branch now, na Freetown, Sierra Leone. So it's a very important branch, and she wants to be a leader. And she's trying to espouse the values that she holds, the principles, the strength, and what have you. We make the right person for be the leader of the women inside this particular political party. So, Sister, I'll go back again to your campaign. Have you launched your campaign yet?
Well, partially, because you cannot jump the gun, and a lot of things are happening in Sierra Leone, and then obviously we get for follow the ethos, and when they give us the go ahead, we go push. There are key stakeholders the way know me ambition, and they know what I stand for. And quite recently, I be done propose for make an open launching, but now something strike now the country. And when a country is mourning, you can't come out and go against that. You have to mourn with the people. You have to ensure that the people the way need support, that support they reach them, then you take a move in whatever you want to do. So that's coming on.
How will you rate your support base within the party, especially the one that we get for vote for you, Naya? In other words, what's your position, strength wise within? Because myself don't see few flyers around in which other strong, powerful ladies just like you they aspire for become the same thing. So it's going to be quite a competition. How do you rate your chances?
For me, I rate myself 101% because I believe in me first, and I dey continue for ask people. They say more could not vote for sentiment, more vote somebody where be say he not just get the presence, he get the caliber, he get the stamina, and he able for be somebody where they cut across. So based on that, I can able give myself that percentage there because I have worked with my compatriots. We have been thick and thin, but then I know that I have what it takes, and I know say I'm ready for continue my vision for the UK and I, and particularly the women of the UK and the ladies that are Sierra Leone, America, and Europe, because this time around, I dey encourage everybody for make them know say, especially UK and I, this branch is not just going to rest in the UK and I or Manchester, Birmingham. We're going to extend our tentacles to Ireland, Scotland, because these are areas where the former executive not able for reach, and also they reach the regions them, but major key things that they happen they know they even include them. I am coming with inclusiveness, with creativity, and I think say that's my rating.
Quite interesting, and we will touch on that. But Fambula, I just want to remind you when I say this, na the TNN TV Media Empire, and we will talk to a very special guest who will be launching a campaign at some time when the Abagba then give the all clear, say it's good for a campaign to open. But in the meantime, just a quick few announcements. We be not one when say not one. I mean that's quite a strong word and inappropriately used. In other words, we be not tell the family and say this platform they try for shape itself into a modern platform for fit the time, the nature of the time. Any platform, whether they shape itself or fit the nature of the time, is a platform that will be cut out and left behind. We don't want to be left behind because there's so much that we've done in terms of content creation, in terms of vlogging, blogging, and you name it. And we get dedicated channels to that. And our work speaks for itself. Don't take my word for it. Check the platforms. We got a dedicated Facebook channel. We got a dedicated Twitter channel. We got a dedicated YouTube channel. Please visit these channels. Either like or follow our videos on YouTube. Please hit the bell so that you don't miss out on these very programs that we have, which is truly representative by our view and by the views of others of the nation as a whole. So that you know go miss them every time we go live, you dey get notification, just like we are doing now. This program is being live streamed simultaneously to YouTube and Facebook. Thank you very much. And not forget for subscribe, please. We also they entertain and encourage actively your feedbacks. Your feedbacks, regardless of how negative it is, but we hope say you do them with respect. We not dey entertain costs, not at all. They're expletives then, not here. Those who have been following this platform for the last few years, 6, 7 years, they know we don't entertain that. Be critical as much as you can. You can call me a foreigner like you, most of you have been doing. Yeah, the public will adjudicate on that, whether I am or not. That I'm fine by that, okay? But please, Lord, keep on respectful. But then feedbacks, then they make for let we understand what we're doing well and what we are not doing well, and it helps us to improve. Please don't forget. In this endeavor, ladies and gentlemen, I'm also proud to break a news to you. I am also proud to break a news to you. How am I going to break this news? It's simple. Yes. Obviously, last week we had Chelno Alpha Ember of the African Express. He aired his first episode, episode number 1, which was a master thriller classic. It didn't come as a surprise to most people because they know him already. He's an established journalist with many years of experience under his belt. Nothing strange. He's coming with his second episode on this Saturday, and the flyers are already out. Most of you will have seen it. If you haven't seen it already, check it out. Very interesting. But the breaking news here for tonight is we've also contracted the services of another social media heavyweight, a very disciplined brother, very academically inclined, knows exactly what he's saying, how he's saying what he's saying, says what he means what he says, and is none other but Mr. Mohammed Warise. Mr. Mohammed Warise has agreed to air a program on a regular basis on this platform, and that program is so titled Democracy Eroding. Very appropriately titled. I am excited as the CEO of the platform because this is what we envisage to bring Sierra Leoneans from all backgrounds and walks. And remember, we are trying to make this platform a 7 days a week platform. So for now, we've got 4 positions open or 4 days open. We are actively encouraging applications from female. We female counterpart them. If you get talent, either you send me a demo tape or you send your resume to either only one prince, the number 1, only one prince at yahoo.com, or you send on to then and now, fully spelled, then and now dot community at gmail.com. Send your resume there. We'll have a look. We'll have a chat. And if you fit the bill, we will, bring you on and air you. It's not based on political party at all. Let me make this clear. It's about talent. It's about what you can do. It's based on merit. I think I've made myself more clear, but I am very excited to have Mr. Warise on the program as a regular anchor, beginning, hopefully, God willing, this Sunday. We haven't decided the time and the date yet, but we are anticipating, and I'm letting off, some steam. Thank you very much. But for tonight, we have none other but an APC aspirant for women's leadership within the UK and I branch, Madam Isatu Bintu Sesay. And she's trying to tell us how she intends to shape the APC UK and I branch as a women's leader to fit the 21st century. Similarly, like how we are talking about our platform, to fit a 21st century outfit. How do we go about it? So, Bintu, there are many challenges, there are many hurdles that you have to overcome. And one cannot deny this. And you've admitted to some of this. So it's quite a hurdle that you're going to be facing. How prepared, first of all, are you prepared for this? I mean, I have to ask the question, even though you've expressed the intention, have you absorbed the enormity of what you are throwing yourself into? And how do you intend to go about this?
Well, I gave it a second thought before I took it on. I'm more than prepared to take it by the horns. And I feel say I go able to take them on. You ask how I go do them. I get for able and continue for be the person where I be. I able encourage people them. As a silent listener, you get for be able for be empathetic, and you get for be able to say, had it been me or my mom or my sister, you get for respect people them, and you get for able for no say, you get for be non-judgmental, and then you get for be non-biased. You have to be very inclusive and ensure say be working together is all what it takes. You empower the people as I always done they do, and I want to continue for empower, especially the women then at the UK and I. Initially waiting they happen when the branch is formed, the executive is formed, the majority of the women then they relax na the main branch because they feel say no more. The women branch is a separate entity. Yes, it is a women's wing, but it is also within the UK and I executive. So, in light of that, my take now is to ensure that all the women in UK and I get involved. We get a plan of certain small like groups where they look after certain areas them, and we get for make sure say we get people the way they monitor them processes then they all go no say we they encourage positive criticism and negative like you say no abuse, and we want to make it as clean as it is, and we'll make sure say come 2023, APC go back, and I dey encourage all the women they again at this platform. If you have any doubts, the one the way they watch, if you get any doubt, no hesitate for call the CEO. We go signpost you to the key leaders then at the group so that we take on the fight, and we go succeed.
Okay, yeah, we will succeed. Like I say again, a lot of things is easier said than done. So while we come, you're almost to the 1 hour mark of this program. Let me ask you this. Some of the questions may sound repetitive, but it gets a different caveat around them. And this is what I normally do when I'm having a conversation of this kind. Um, Obviously, it's within the same party, so there's going to be a contest between you and other strong women and just like you. Some of them might come to this platform later for interviews as well, just like you've done today. And I must say thank you for having been the person we champion interviews for the women's leader. Now this platform, I'm in the first to have done so. And I know this is not going to be the last or seeing the last of you. Have you experienced the strength and weaknesses of your opponents, them, or have you put out a team out there for understand the strength and weaknesses, or do you just intend for the goodness of the party, just throw you challenge out there and let the people make the decision. What's your thoughts?
It's already happening, because we meet on a day-to-day basis in any huge situation. We are all there, and you get comments there where they throw, oh, she's got the social skills, without doubt, and things like that, and they get feedback way encouraging, and we work together. We are not enemies, and the end of it all, we have to sit down and maybe we reach a consensus. It's all for the same good. There is no enemy in politics. It's all about waiting we want for say make it happen now we party, and now this we branch. So for me, being a leader in my day-to-day career and in my home, I believe say weakness is nothing. It's just something where they lead with for experience with opportunities. That is our strength. We have a lot of opportunities that we will use for come out from the negatives to the positive. If we allow the time, we do untimely, it is something that is doable. So strength and weaknesses can be overturned. But if you already know, say, you get them, work on them so that they don't drop. And if you're not somebody where they talk of inclusiveness, you use the seagull system, because it's like not all of us work together at the same pace. Always be mindful of the person behind and allow them to try and make, like, get to work with you and make una see say una all they work for the same goal. So that's what I believe in, and I believe say I go cascade them across.
All right, many thanks for that. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, we will just read a few of the comments in the chat room. Let we understand who and who did and waiting and they say. Fatmata Bangura is saying hello, sister Fatmata Bangura. Abdul Dumbuya, hello, Mr. Dumbuya. Abdullah Kamara, good evening from Dunkirk, France. Good evening, France. Let's see if my high school French still good. Bonsoir, monsieur. Paris or Dunkirk. How are you, my brother? Agibi, hello, my dear sister. Abdullah Kamara, good evening from Dunkirk, France. That's again. Martha Bangura is watching from London. Hi, sister Martha Bangura. Welcome, London. J Hustle, big up my mom, Bintu. Of course, she's hearing you. I've just read what you said. She will appreciate that definitely. Sue, I think if Bintu wants to talk about change, she should talk first about empowerment for ladies. Everyone will not be in politics. Leaders can also be in private sectors. Okay, well said, Sue. And one of Bintu in position, and I think I asked her, maybe you not be able or you not deal into that properly. But one of in position them is about the empowerment of women, and it did not the flyer. So I read what this woman say again, Bintu, and I expect you for address. They ask whether you can kindly address that. I think if Bintu wants to talk about change, she should first talk about empowerment for ladies. Everyone will not be in politics. Leaders can also be in private sectors. So we agree with that. But empowering of ladies is the first thing the sister they say you for do. What say you? Hello?
Huh?
So okay, I think you're a bit lost. Can I read this again for you? This is not
Okay.
comment from the chat room.
Yep.
You hear me now, eh?
Yes.
So there's a contributor we make a comment in the chat room. She's called Sue. He say, and they address this to you. I think if Bintu wants to talk about change, she should talk first about empowerment for ladies. Everyone will not be in politics. Leaders can also be in private sectors. So we agree, say she's right. And I also they say, this is now one of your mantra, empowerment of women or for women. But probably either Sister Suno be not sign on, or maybe you not delve into her deeply. And now she's saying this. So what say you when the sister say you first have to talk about the empowerment for ladies? How you intend for empower lady them, into this venture? It not necessarily mean politics. Now that I understand, say so they say. They can go into a private sector, other businesses and what have you, but they need to be empowered for fend their roots.
Thank you so much, Sue, for the comments. And I'm like, Prince say maybe being don't log in or whatever, but the key theme for me today or tonight is about the empowerment of ladies. You're very right, it's not about politics, but whatever we look at it is in the third world where we all they try for makes Sierra Leone be part of a modern society. We have to have people with like minds, people the way like women speaking for women. We don't see a lot of politicians weighing and man them. This is the reason why maybe women are not considered. So if I mention politics, it's just for we forget people their way go stand there. Let's look at an example. We get the likes of Yvonne Akisoya. She has said it all. She don't need to say anymore. That tells you say women when we then put it to the task we they do them. And if I go back to my first comments, some of my first comments they say if you want something to be done and to be done properly, assign it to women. Now we they see women entrepreneurs them. We they see women they way as surgeons, women they way as engineers them. So my take is to continue to empower the youth them. Now I make a talk about the 16 and above. People coming up to step into our shoes. These people get for no say what men have done, women can do. We've seen better entrepreneurs. We've seen women pilots. We've seen women surgeons. What else? Name is the list is endless. So Sue, there is no way I can talk about just politics when I dey talk about women empowerment without reaching in the side say we want to cover all spheres them, all walks of life. We want to see women they come up. Now I make a talk about women prominence, not just in politics, but in everyday situation. Thank you.
All right, many thanks very much, and Sister Sue. I hope that explains it. Um, Yumu, let's get some more thoughts from the chat room. So we get also Sue Prezo Song Jman is a regular of this platform. Hi, Prezo Song Jman. He's watching from Bristol City in the UK. So Sister Sue gets something else for saying. Kids born in the diaspora, 90% will not go back home. They will not leave all the opportunities to go where there is not basic amenities, water, light, very, very poor internet service. We do agree, Sister Sue, but it doesn't mean that we dust our hands and just give up. This is where we are supposed to be active, proactive for change that narrative there. And I think the guest addressed part of that. In fact, in campaign where they come on. Other than that, these children are going to be lost children because they are neither here nor there. They may be fine here, but their heritage, their roots, and roots, it does really matter. But maybe you want to talk about that, Bintu. You want to touch on that a bit?
Yes. Um, it's very true, say we've got everything it takes for them at the diaspora. But our my sister so and other viewers they know say whatever it takes, this speaking them then get an origin. Now we get for change that narratives there. And for make at the see Sierra Leoneans there or Africans they feel say because Africa is still underdeveloped after independence of all the 60 and all years. We still for become static. We have to try and change it. And if we change them, we don't need to ask these children. They will find out. Because quite recently we have picking the way don't do lawyer, then they go under and practice doctors because they know say there's everything it takes. It's a very conducive environment. But then if we continue for scare them off, say, because there is no light and all basic necessity, yes, you are very correct. But myself and many other Sierra Leoneans not feel say that for be so, or if I continue for be so. That's why we instigate change. We want to change that narrative, those narratives. We want for make Sierra Leone come na the map. We have African countries them. We get all way to take, wait and picking them, then they walk and then feel happy. We want that for make we picking them reciprocate that. So because Sierra Leone no get light today, I not go tell me picking them say in 100 years Sierra Leone no go get light. Oh, I want to be a part of those who are building the development of that country so that what we intend for we see in the near future.
Yes, and just for take the cue from you, we have a responsibility of inspiring we Pekin for go back for make that change. The future of the country it lie in the hands of them Pekin and not to them old people they are. We need to understand that. Most countries in the African perspective, even in Asia, Southeast Asia, they are making changes because they are modernizing these places. They're not just abandoning people. When you can't learn, and especially with the Asians, then can't learn at the West, then go back, then effect within a land into their society and try to modernize their society. So, Sister Sue, you make a very brilliant point, but we should not give up the future of the country because let me assume say this is what's happening. That means we go remain in perpetual darkness. We go remain perpetually with no running water and what have you. But until we encourage we picking them in more than one them for understand the nature of which we day in, I make we for teach them with local language, we for make sure say they eat cassava leaf and potato leaf. They can still eat the chicken, never mind. But never you give up on your heritage. Never. You want to say something?
No.
Okay. It's Sister Sue again. Okay, before Sister Sue, you get Humu Umar, my chair lady in waiting. Humu Umar, she's a people's person. Usman Conte, greetings from East Dulwich. Greetings, East Dulwich. Sue, it's better to give an email than a phone number. I have kids and they are in the oldest profession. I know we can use them back home. Exactly. So the sister come to the same point. These kids can be used. These kids, they get for change that society. Not us, not this old recycled politician them, with their only intention of or stack up their pockets and what have you. No, the kids. Because the same politician them, they do teach their children how to go back and be the rulers, yeah, over us. But we all need for conscientize with picking them. So good point, Sue. And Sue been say it'd be better with an email address than a phone number. Yeah. So that's just for you to note, Isatu. Cindy Kanu, that's my auntie. Yeah, you want to say something?
Yes, the email is bintu.sesay@yahoo.co.uk. Thank you, Sue.
Bintu
Dot
dot,
Sesay
yeah,
at yahoo.co.uk.
okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are having a conversation with with an aspirant, a potential chair of the women's leadership in the UK and I branch, Sister Bintu Isatu Sesay. And this conversation is very interesting because these are critical times, and the party itself is at crossroads and very difficult times, to be honest, to cast your heart into the ring to aspire for a position. But she seems inspired. She seems very professional. She seems calm. And that decision is for you to make yourself. It's not only a voice, but it's also a video take the interview that we're having. We put up the email shortly. Cindy Kanu, that's my auntie. Abdul Kamara, hi. Sue, it is poor planning. This is what we get when you try to put a square peg in a round hole. Absolutely correct. So we should learn how to put. You want to say something? You want to address that? Oh, okay. Yeah, Sister Sue.
It's all been said.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's making very critical points. The point here is how do we change this? Because we know that this is the narrative trying to put a square peg in a round hole. And they've been doing this for quite a long time. What I think the guest is speaking to is how to change this narrative. It's not like we are not aware. If you are aware, how do you change the narrative? This is what the point is. Adam has to say, thank you for inspiring us to the change we want in Sierra Leone. George Orwell, my question to Madam Aspirant. Madam Aspirant, are you ready? The voter registration is supposed to be a month, but according to ECSL, it will be 2 weeks per phase. Do you guys from the opposition know that? So I'll be ask you a question relating to voter registration. One will say will always come up because now the talk of the now. So the brother is asking you something which is very critical. So the people in charge of the registration process are saying, and the process now for a month. But according to ECSL, now 2 weeks per phase. So 2 weeks here, 2 weeks here. And I remember say I speak to a member of parliament, I ask her this question. But of course, the answer is there for people to see. So the brother they pose the question to you in the form of whether those of you in the opposition are aware of this.
We are not aware of that because we get for no bottom at a later stage because we don't they begin for stampede on the irregularities the way they go on. Initially, it was for like a month. That is the 3rd of September to the 3rd of October. But looking at how it is now, they are asking people like paramount chiefs, section chiefs, parliamentarians to come and identify people. Some of these people were not even in those positions when some of these people were born. Some people moved to those areas, and obviously it will be very daunting to see that these are the people who should go and identify them. And the process is not going right. And we very much aware, say, it's gimmicks, and then we are up to play the gimmicks with them because it's not going to happen. That's why from now on us, we're going to have a press conference on the daily events, the way they unfold, so that we try for fix them.
Well said. I'll just continue quickly with these comments and then get back to basics. George Orwell, my question to Madam Aspirant. Sue again, Sister Sue, very active, and we love this, Sister Sue. Keep it coming. Why all the time international community? We need to listen to ourselves. We have independence for over 60 years. We just have to take the bull by the horn. Sister Sue, personally, I agree with you. I mean, where is the independence if all the time you call on somebody else, here for can observe or do this, do that, do this? Unfortunately, this is the situation we are in, and I can say more on this for an hour plus. But let me take this to the guest. Madam Guest, why all the time international community? I guess you know what in the system mean. We need to listen to ourselves. We have independence.
Yes.
Yeah, go on.
Sierra Leone don't get independence since 1961. But what's not happening yet is we're not able to let go of we colonial masters them. And by and large, they still get a lot of say now we day-to-day happenings in the country. And also, we are not a decent community countries, I must say, because when you look at the current government, their governance is just erratic. You cannot take it without asking help from the international community. Do you know how many people they don't hold hostage because they want to take it? They want to challenge what is happening. We know that things are not happening, but then how many people are locked in bars? How many people they way don't lost their lives? How many rape cases the world don't see? Waited till they no case, they no call them. So these are the sort of things. We can do it. We have no hesitation in doing it, but the hesitation is there is no free and fair governance. When you say you risk your life and that of your family and the rest of your party. So in light of that, for now, whilst we want for gain stability and everybody want for get respect for the sake of the total populace, we just get for be na the side of the colonial masters then. This is one of the reasons.
All right, thank you very much. And we'll just read a few more and then we return to the last 1 or 2 questions of the program and ask Madam Bintu for wrap up the program. But in the meantime, I want to say I'm inundated with messages on this program and other things them relating to voter registration. There's a lot ongoing and there's so much dissatisfaction with the process. And if the campaign is like a month for this entire campaign, and the way they're not divided already, as per the question I asked earlier, on 2 weeks here, 2 weeks here and that, and the number of people and where they register within the first few days of the campaign, it's like, how are they going to meet the target, in fact? And if one side now more they carry out a smooth campaign and the other side is not, it's like what is ongoing or what is going on. Like I say, there is so much they come through on the phone from honorables and you name it. I don't know, but I will try for evaluate and assess this information on coming. Humu Umar agreed 101%. Prezo Song Jeman. Is Madam Bintu vying for the women's leader or chair of the APC UK and I? I believe she's vying for the women's leader. Is that correct?
Very correct. Women's leadership, not the chair.
Okay, so Brother Song Jeman, you got it.
Yeah.
She's vying for the women's leadership for the APC UK and I. Nana Sesay Kamara, well done, my dear. Keep it up. Good plans. I believe that's for you. Ali Badara Bayo, well done in wishing you all. I'm wishing you all the best. Keep it up. I believe that also is for you. Thanks for answering my question, Prince Kroma. Oh, you make me proud, Prezo. So I did answer the question. This is what we are talking about. So we not left things undone. Peter Sheriff, you mentioned something about Mr. Ba. Can you please help me with where I can find that information? Peter Sheriff, I'm sure that's me you are talking to. And I don't know exactly what I did mention Mr. Ba in one or two different contexts, but one of them I know that he has a show on this platform, and episode 2 of that show will be aired this Saturday, and it's regarding voter registration and corruption in Sierra Leone, which will be aired on Saturday on this platform that you are watching and that you're watching from now. So don't forget to tune in on Saturday. The flyer is already out. I believe the program is at 7 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. Sierra Leonean time, and I think it's 12 or 1 Eastern time. Don't forget. If you have any further questions, I think my number is public, so you can get in touch. Thank you very much. Peter Sheriff, you mentioned something. Okay, same thing. Marilyn Sesay, my cheerleader in waiting. Esther Toka. Otoko. Hi, our women's leader in waiting. Esther, you can say women leader in waiting, and when the election begin, yeah, how you do it? It's been a while. I hope all is well, Esther Tucker. I'm glad I finally joined on Facebook. Well spoken and welcome, and thanks for participating tonight. It's so great to hear from you. Sue, us from the diaspora, when we go home and hold political position, the common people don't benefit. They build homes that they cannot build while they are in the diaspora for over 20 plus years. This is quite true, Sue. And it seems like, you've got quite some good points that you are making. So we should be talking, because these are the problems. So we should be talking solutions, because we've been talking problems for 60 some more years. So now that we've identified the problems, just like illness, symptoms of the illness we know. So we know how to treat the illness, I suppose, or we can have a discussion around that. But very good points, Sue. Many thanks. Anshaw Palmer. We need more women leaders. 4 months ago, Liz Truss was a rank outsider. Today, she is Prime Minister. Well done, Bintu. Follow your dreams. Good luck with your endeavors. Thank you, Mr. Anshaw Palmer. You are quite right. 4 months ago and beyond, Liz Truss was misfiring. Today, she is a Prime Minister for one of the greatest countries on earth. Esther Tucker watching from London. Hello, London. Hello, Esther Tucker. Mohammed Sesay, well done, Bintu, strong performance. Esther Tucker, we trust in you and believe you can take the women's wing to another level. Now, where Esther Tucker, they talk for you, so you know then that you are a strong person within the rank and file of the opposition party in your aspiration for become a women's wing. And I say this because I know Esther Tucker is quite a strong woman, has a say and a clout within the branch. So that's where I'm speaking from. But that's not a done deal. But forget I'm on side means that's good work. Sue, thank you, Prince. It's 6 a.m. right here in Japan, getting ready for work. Look at that. So Sue is watching from Japan. Wow, then and now. Can't be grateful enough. Many thanks, Sue, and we wish you a brilliant day at work. Thank you for contributing to the platform and with your perspective. It makes us to learn. Esther Tucker, what's your inspirational message to young voters? I think she said it, but since it's addressed to you, that's Esther Tucker asking once more, what's your inspirational message to young voters?
Young voters should come join the adults, should make their first vote so that they have a say in society. They've reached the right age to vote for their country. This is their time, and they should always have it at the back of their mind that they are the rulers, the leaders of tomorrow. They are the world, and they are the children. They make a better them now and in future. So I just believe, say, the young voters, them for continue for encourage them, they bring them power session them, and for tell them, say, whosoever then get for register, then get for no say, it is their right, and it is their right to vote and choose whether they feel safe for govern the country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear sister, for that. I'm multitasking while we're having this conversation. Brilliant. It's something I enjoy so much. So I believe, Esther, she's addressed that in a very good question for Lay Touchen. And Peter Sheriff is very keen on sharing about. So Peter, you say you are known for the first episode of Mr. Bar. We get a dedicated YouTube channel, and I don't post the link for you, the exact link for the exact video that you are asking for on YouTube. So if you click on the link below this chat room where I'm reading from, it will take you directly to the first episode of Mr. Bar. But please don't forget to subscribe, and kindly ask other family members and friends to please subscribe to the platform. Esther Tucker, Lord Prince. Okay, she got what I was saying. Queen of Berkshire. Wow. Great interview, our women's leader in waiting. Well, that was for you. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the reading of comments by the people in the chat room. And we appreciate the comments and the questions. Very, very good one. Hawakumba, yes, they come on. Good evening to my dear Salon people. Good evening, Hawakumba. To you, Sister Isatu, once we come to the end of this program, what are you ask to the people where potentially get for make and shape your campaign? In other words, we go make you become electable. Because yes, there's a plan, as I understand. But waiting at the message to them people and they we get for eventually vote for you.
Well, my message to me people them this evening is una register, una pay una subscription then. Una come out in numbers and spread the word and educate people then for make them see the need and make them understand, say, all waiting we want for seeing now a society where they based on the values of fairness, equality, and justice. We want make the people they're not afraid, make them not say we they push for a society who say merit and ability, then they give them for waiting they do, then they give people the waiting then do. We want a society where it be say hard work is being rewarded for, and a society where free of hatred. We want more could tell the people and say we are one Sierra Leonean, one people. Forget tribe, forget region. All we want is for this country for move on. So I want me people them for actively continue, for press on, for make people they understand, say, even if you did letter, as they say, come out, can register. It is your right. Your vote is stronger than the bullet or the ballot point box. So this is my message tonight. Your vote is stronger than the ballot box.
Your vote is stronger than the ballot box. What an inspiring message. The sister is full of inspiration. And she said it is part of her campaign message. I can't wait to hear her speak publicly. And I am quite impressed. But suffice me to say that again, before they come up against other very impressive women, because I know quite a few of the women within the All People's Congress. But so far, what I'm hearing is going to make a mark. Sister Bintu, now, women's contest, obviously, but for a potential position. Does that include the men as well? Are men going to be voting? Is it like generally open that people that will belong to the party where they pay them due, they're entitled for vote?
Well, everybody is entitled, because a new system is coming up where they say when they don't elect the people there from the chapters, now then get for vote for other people them. So the contest is not just for women. It's only that I am fighting for women to have prominence. And we are also part of the UK and I team. That is my task today, to make sure, say, Team APC, UK and I, and the women, they work in collaboration with women, they generally the leadership of the party, and the justice to the role, including our own men in the UK branch.
The UK and I team, or the party generally, like most opposition party, they can be in disarray. The critical thing about your party right now is it's just months away to elections. Apart from what we see they happen on the outside, we also see things happening on the inside. How pleased are you with the conduct of the party as a whole?
I'm very much pleased, because despite we indifferences them, we able to come around and table them and make sure, say, we get it right this time around. That awareness day is very normal. Say we go agree for disagree, but the good thing is, if you take for example this recent strike way happen, people came out in numbers. They don't just keep quiet. They seize points the way they need for address. Now come to the registration. We have a group in Freetown who are having a press conference. I did repeat this for the third time, for make sure, say, everybody in the world know wetin dey happen, and make dem know, say, that they work together for ensure, say, things come out as they want them. So I'm very much pleased, say, they are working as a team.
It's a few months to general elections, at which time Sierra Leoneans will decide on leadership, on new leadership, regardless of we call a new leadership generally, because even if the opposition were, the ruling party were to be elected, it's a new term of office. That's what I mean when I say new leadership. But my question to you, my dear sister, is again with regard to what I just asked you, even though you're oozing with confidence and optimism, but there are real problems facing the party. Finger pointing, blame games, voter registration problems, marching onto only a few months to a major elections. How confident are you that when election shall arrive, APCE will march into that in one fold?
That is what APC is known for. We do things in deadlines. We know it's difficult, and we know we should not take those chances, but it has never failed APC. When time comes and when the time is right, you'll see APC speaking in one voice from the same hymn sheet. There are problems, and there will continue to be problems, but we're very much aware, say, come 2023, we want to take back the State House, and it's going to happen. So I'm very confident, say, all waiting they go on is about trying to get it right. So the struggle will continue, but we will come to that when APC will come together and move on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just get, I think, one or two questions more. We almost on the mark, and I think we've done well with the timing on this program today. Very critical program, talking to a potential future leader for the All People's Congress, women's leader in the UK&I branch of the APC. A very, very important branch. Very optimistic about the future of the party. As APC people usually do, I've interviewed loads and loads of them. Just a quick reminder, Cherno Alpha Emba will be on the program with episode 2 of his Frontline. This is just the background, okay? That's Frontline. That's a show hosted by Cherno on every Saturday. The times may vary, but on Saturdays, you have Cherno Alpha Emba, one of the editors at the Africanist Press, will be hosting his normal, a program that's becoming normal on this platform now. titled The Frontline. We are also happy as a platform for Break the News to una say. Another brother will also be hearing it, and this is not based on brotherhood, it's just based on content, relevant content, conversations that are germane to waiting we talk about now on an everyday issue regarding home and the far away abroad. Because what do we want? We know say we all are Sierra Leoneans, but we dey look at the country from a different angle. So therefore we dey see them differently. But our guess that we all want the better good of Mama Salone. So not forget, Brother Warise himself is going to be having a program on this platform talking about the erosion of democracy, or if democracy is on the brink. What an exciting time for then and now. But tonight, we are wrapping up the program, the very exciting interview, very revealing interview. A woman, we want to be the UKNI women's leader at a very critical time. They tell we about the credential, the principles, the metric, the metal that she's made up of. Waiting make them the person, because he get for go against other strong ladies. APC always get strong ladies, other strong ladies of the party. So waiting set them apart from the other ladies. I think she's made quite a good case here, but it left for the others. So my final question to you, Sister Bintu, could be not the final question, the question before the final question. Normally the Agbagba den dong yanda, na den can declare the motion open. And like every politics, it might not be them deciding, but they can give people in the nod. This happens in politics. Within that circle, how you go rate yourself? Do you have the respect, not necessarily the nod? Do you have the respect of them people there, them big one, them way are in control of the party?
I think say I get so much respect among some of them, because it can't be all of them, but I get enough respect, I must say.
Okay. I think that's fair enough, and I like the way how you put them in. That's the exact way I've been one for go, because it's about respect. It's not about sabi you and I then go make it happen for you. No, it's about respect, trusting your values, trusting your principles, waiting this woman stand for, so we get respect for her, because after all, she's got principles and values. That was it, and that's rightfully said. Finally, my dear sister, what are your hopes? They talk about realistic hope in terms of becoming chair lady for the UK, and not chair lady, but women's leader. I can get a mix up myself. Women's leader for the APC UK and I. What do you think are your chances? And once you get there, waiting will be your priority. This is my final question to you.
My hopes, one of my largest hope, or the biggest hope I get, is for Mecca able become the women's leader. That's priority one. Secondly, for Meg, the people that will believe in me, continue for believe in me, so that we move the APC UK and I women's group or wing to another level, like I don't already spell out. We go reach out to the regions them and other regions where they not ever reach, and we will make sure say, like part of Susan's Auntie Sue in question, we say, is it only in politics? No, it doesn't actually have to be politics. Women for women groups will be set inside this our group. And we have educated people there, we have non-educated people there, but they are educated in their own ways. There is nobody who is going to be missing in this new regime if it's going to happen, which I know will happen, not by my grace, but by the grace of the people who have to believe in me and God. And I believe they will not go just left them for woman them. We will make sure say even the man them where they work alongside we, then go get that satisfaction there, because then go see say after what we don't get to women groups them, they will see different dishes than at the table, because we they do one for shape we feature. We they do one for continue for make sure say we have peace in the homes, and we want to be very marketable in the sense we are seen and we are heard, not in a negative way, but for make we able dialogue with the man, the men they know say, gone are the days when women they for just then at the kitchen for cook. We can able cook and can sit down still at the desk with them and their friends them and come out as vibrant as we've always want to be. And I know say the majority of the women them don't already get them. All we need to do is to support other women to become confident and be able to do that.
Okay. Many thanks, yeah, for ending this conversation on a high. Of course, you mentioned something where will require an entirely different program altogether, which is about the society which you belong or where you come from, which is largely a patriarchal society in which women are condemned to the kitchen, to domesticity. But that narrative is changing, and that's what you were saying. That narrative is fast changing, where women like you can stand up and say, I want a position of leadership and I must get it. I want to commend you for this particular interview. I know this is your first interview on the TNN TV Media Empire, but it's certainly not going to be the last. We are looking forward to hosting you again shortly, when probably you will have prepared your program and maybe fully in campaign gear, campaign mode. You've sounded the whistle tonight. It seems like you are ready for the fight. You are prepared for the fight. And we wish you well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
You're wel-
everybody.
you're welcome, my dear sister. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Every beginning has an end. The only constant is change itself. So as we started, so shall we end. This is the TNN TV Media Empire. I've been your host and presenter, Prince Emil Krumah. Until we see again, until you hear from me, which you will certainly shortly, this is the end for now. Thank you so much for listening.